I will follow you.
Hey everybody, what is going on? We're back. Took a month off.
Took a month off
Took a month off.
after a couple weeks on.
Yes, yes. I mean, no need to hurt ourselves. Don't want to pull a hammy.
Dude, we got to ease into this thing.
Yes, a vocal hammy.
We've eased in appropriately now.
I think so. I don't know.
We'll do better. I promise.
Hey, it's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts.
Yes.
I thought I would do better already.
Well, we ruined the beginning. So next. So what's been going on, man?
Hey, it's actually really good to be here. I'm
Mhm.
glad that it worked out tonight because I was feeling like, okay, it's been enough time.
Mhm.
Let's get back into the role because I was afraid if we didn't, it's just like if you
Yeah.
quit working out. Yeah, one day on the couch isn't going to kill me. And pretty soon it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
I was like, that'll kill you.
Speaking of that, I went to the gym for the first time in almost 4 years.
I'm going to give you what we do with the kids. 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Okay.
You got to see the kids do that with the adults. That's hilarious.
True story. There's a Ric Flair documentary, and you know he is a legend.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things they showed was in an NBA locker room. End of the game, they're like 2 claps and a Ric Flair, and you see the whole team. Woo!
Is that what they did? 2
And
claps and a Ric
am-
Flair? That's
I
awesome.
am like, oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
That's how I finish my kids' class now.
Oh no,
Yeah, every time.
you need to make a video and post it because he will see it.
Who, Rick?
Yes, yes. I mean, I know a lot of people won't know this. He has a
Oh,
smidge.
no.
I know it's shocking, right?
Kissing the girls. Flying the
He
plane.
might actually show up and try to teach the kids the figure 4.
If he did that, I would be in line with the kids, learning from Mr. Ric Flair myself. Love it.
So went back and like part of it obviously was COVID. So you know you can't go to the gym during COVID,
Oh, yeah.
especially with kidney transplant and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that. So I finally got to the point.
That limited you a lot from going out at all, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was basically homebound for
Oh,
a
God.
long time.
Golly.
So, I mean, me and my TV and my sofa, we became very acquainted.
And your credit card with Amazon purchases.
Well, yeah, I did purchase a lot. That camera right there, brand new.
Dude, if I'm at home that long and my wallet is in grabbing distance, I'm pretty sure this Ginsu knife set is the one that really defines me as a person.
I mean,
Remember that in was it Fight Club?
Oh yeah.
Love that. It's like, yeah, I was there.
So yeah, finally, I made it back.
And how did it go?
I participated.
Okay.
My the first day I went, it's like, let me just play a little bit. Day 2, I'm like, all right, now I've got a plan because I'm just doing cardio. I'm
Okay.
not doing much lifting.
Okay.
I'm old. I don't
Uh-huh.
need to swell up.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You're swole.
So my goal was 10 minutes on treadmill, 10 on elliptical, 10 on an exercise bike, and 10 on the arm bike.
Okay. Okay.
By the way, I do love the arm bike.
You talking about the Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Works on those shoulders, back, tries, forearm. Yeah, great.
Now that's not the one like you were doing circles. That's not
Yes.
the ski one.
No.
Okay.
It's
The
circles,
Airdyne?
just like a bicycle. Tipping
Oh.
off your arms.
When I did rehab on my bicep tendon, I worked with one of those.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things that really helped it. In
Yeah,
fact,
it's like with my shoulder. I'm like, this will really help because when I worked on my shoulder at PT, boom.
fantastic.
So I did 10 on the treadmill. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do the arm bike. There's an old man on it. All right, well, I'll come back to that. I do the bike. All right, I go back. I gotta do the arm bike now. Same old man still on there.
Dang gummit.
All right, I don't want to go straight to the elliptical. My legs are a little tired from the 10 minutes on the bike. So one of the exercises they taught me for my shoulder is a weighted ball, medicine ball, like a 4-pound medicine ball. Put it on the wall and make small circles.
Okay.
So I did that with both arms. Go back. Dude is finally starting to clean up the machine. And I tell you, I believe this man thinks he owns it and he was getting ready to sell it because he was
He
cleaning.
was polishing it.
He was cleaning that thing like no one has ever cleaned anything in their lives.
He's hired. Tell him to come over here.
Have you seen Zootopia? It's an animated movie.
Nope.
Okay. Well, there's a scene where they're in a DMV and there's
The sloth.
a sloth.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy was cleaning at that pace.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, I'm going to do the elliptical. I did my 10 minutes on the elliptical. I look over, another old man is over there on it.
You missed your window?
I missed my. It could have been like a guy just like he's like okay, he's about to get done. He's about to get done, and they only have one of them at the gym.
Dude, you should have gone up to them and said, "Hey, I'm sorry to bother you. The front desk said they needed to see you about your account real quick."
I didn't think of that,
Dude, I'm telling you.
And now you know.
And plus, he'd get a little more walking exercise.
Yep.
His blood pressure is going to go up because he's going to be mad when they say we didn't do that. So he's going to be mad at you. So he's going to come back a little harder.
Well, I mean, as slow as he was walking, I would have had that 10 minutes and left right behind him before he even got to the desk.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you gave him an extra workout. That is good for him.
Yeah, team play.
Tell him afterwards when he comes back up to you, say, next time, expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
And then leave.
You can't see me.
You can't see me. I'm gone.
So
I don't even know if I did that right.
So I didn't do that, but I still got 30 minutes of cardio in.
Okay.
And the plan is now 4 or 5 days a week, somewhere between either going out and playing disc golf,
Okay.
Walking down the trail, or going to the gym.
Would you like a little teeny bit of advice that worked for me?
I like advice.
All right. I'll give you it in the.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I thought it would be. So stupid. Will actually gave me this piece of advice. It was probably some of the best advice about working out I ever got.
Hey, Will.
I will. If you want to take and start working out on a regular basis, you know that it's good for you. But when you're making those decisions, you're usually sitting down and not tired and writing stuff out or thinking. So it's easy to plan big. But the thing is, once you start working out and it gets tougher and tougher, you're like, I'm just going to take a day off, blah, blah, blah. Will goes, I said, hey, man, why don't you help me with my program? I'm going to put it together. And he kind of sat and thought about it. And this is what he did to me. He goes, all right. He goes, I'll help you, but you got to do exactly what I say, no questions asked. Miyagi style.
That always scares me a smidge because you're going to clean his car. We see it coming.
He goes, this is really good for the shoulders.
Cleaning up after the kids.
Oh, yeah. That's really good for the back. And, but he told me, he goes, I said, okay, sounds interesting, fun. Let's see what it is. He had me lift 3 days a week, and it was a full body workout each time, which I'm not a real fan of because you can't really hit anything really hard. Right. But I was like, no questions asked. I'll do it. And he said, you can come up, you're going to do 3 sets of 12 with literally 20 seconds in between. Boom. And then do your next set. Okay, cool. He goes, there's one catch. And this was the thing that surprisingly was the gold. I was like, what? You can only use the bar. And I was like, what? He goes, you're just starting out. Trust me, just use the bar.
Yeah.
I said,
the 45-pound bar.
Yeah. Well, at home, I had my 45-pound, but I had other things that were like, the curl bar and stuff. Okay. So whatever it would be.
Okay.
Just that.
Right. I thought you just meant start with the curls. You're doing 45 pounds.
Yeah. Right. No, super little.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, how long you want me to do this? He goes, 3 weeks. Now I was a little bit like, dude, you're killing me. That is a waste of time. He says, no questions, do it. I said, all right. So I get out there. And the first day I did it, I felt so mad because I was like, this is a waste of time. 3rd week comes. I go up to him. I'm real excited. I'm like, hey, man, 3 weeks. What's next? He goes, you finished 3 weeks, just the bar? I said, yeah. He goes, all right, 2 more. And I'm like, what? And he goes, do it. 2 more, just the bar. Trust me. No questions. I go and do it. Something happened during that 2 weeks, though. I actually started to enjoy the Troy time. Not working hard, but it's my time. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do my thing, and it's my time. And that felt pretty cool. The end of 2 weeks, now I'm excited. I was like, did it, man. That's over a month and another week. I said, what's next? He goes, you finished it? I said, yeah. He goes, 2 more weeks. And I was visibly like not happy because at this point, it's like, I really would like to get some muscles. And he goes, do it. I do it. I come back after those 2 weeks. All right, dude, I've done it.
We're approaching 2 months at this point.
Yeah. And he goes like this. He goes, all right, you've done it? I was like, yeah. What's next? He goes, 1 week. I was like, I'm not doing another week. I want some weight on there. He goes, well, looky there. And that was the magic.
Ah.
I was arguing with him
Mm-hmm.
to make it harder or more rewarding. And I'd already established the habit and loved it.
Yep.
And was arguing for it. Best thing I ever did, got in the best shape of my life based on that first kickoff.
That's awesome.
Sorry, that was a little long, but maybe it can help one of those guys out there too.
So, like for me, like when I used to work out back in the day, I was in pretty decent shape.
You don't understand. Diesel. I remember you at Ram, 6-pack, guns. Yeah.
See what I did there? I didn't brag. I let him do it.
Catch you back.
I mean, I was literally just cut. I was literally 4.5% body fat.
Dude.
Every Friday night after training, all the students that left, shirt come off, flexing in the mirror.
Why not?
True story.
Enjoy.
And there was one guy who he flexed beside me one time, never did it again. A certain redhead.
Ah, really? Lord.
But anyway, the cardio I used to do then, I would do 20 on each of the things I said before, except they didn't have an arm bike back then.
Okay.
And I would just be going. I mean, like the wind, just hard, fast.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, I'm older.
Yeah.
When I first get in, I'm going to drop that time down.
Okay.
In like the first few weeks, I'm going to ease into it. I'm going to go slow on everything.
No, for 4 weeks.
All right. 4 weeks.
Slow. If you break anything that looks like effort, it's more about the time. 4 weeks. And then you come back and talk to me.
Okay.
I got a surprise for you after 4 weeks.
I'm not going to watch the podcast. So I'm going to be surprised.
I'm going to be so surprised.
But like on the treadmill is like 2.2 miles an hour.
Perfect.
Really slow. On the elliptical, I don't even know how fast I was going. I know it wasn't going fast. Like I barely had like.
Who cares, right? Yeah.
Drippage.
That's it.
On the bike again, slow. I had it on level 1.
You know why you're doing it though? Because you've done it wrong in the past and about killed yourself and couldn't walk the next day, right?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you're in the gym. You used to be in the gym too.
Yeah,
I remember those days with the little ponytail there.
Ah, I did have the ponytail. Oh.
So I was at it, and I mean, like my shoulders are hurt to this day
because of
doing it wrong all those years.
Yep.
And I remember a guy we used to train with. His name was Lonnie.
Okay, I remember Lonnie.
He worked at the candle factory.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked in, everyone knew.
You smell that spice.
You smelled that.
Boy, you smell like Christmas right now. It's a good smell, but it's strong.
Yeah, I would see him in the gym, and he would have doing bench press.
Yeah.
And I'm over there. Back then, me, Dre, and Jason, we would do 4 sets. We'd do 6 reps, then go up to we do 12, 10. Actually, do 5 sets. 12, 10, 8, 6. And back up to 12.
Okay, yeah.
And each set we would add weight, and then we'd go back to our original weight for that last 12.
That was kind of like the Body for Life program. 12, 10, 8, 6, and 12, 12. You do the exact same thing that you started out with 12 more times, and then a different exercise that would be a smaller muscle group or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that worked good too.
And I will tell you, when you first get to that 12 that last time, after adding 10 pounds each time,
dude,
it's so easy.
It feels
4
like
reps.
Yeah. And then the cows come home.
I was like, someone put an elephant on this
It's
thing.
like, you don't supposed to park your car on this thing. It's gonna kill me.
Gretzky, my buddy Gretzky's on.
What's up, Gretzky?
He's trying to lose weight. Stay focused, buddy. Just do it. Just try to do something.
Yep, absolutely.
And that has been my thing for the last little bit. Is like try to go and play disc golf.
Yep.
If I don't play disc golf, I wasn't doing anything.
Okay, but disc golf, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a workout.
And my thought is, well, it's gonna be raining for the next few days, so I'm just gonna be sitting here doing nothing.
Get out.
You know what? I still have this gym membership, and I told the lady at the gym, I was like, this workout is gonna be a very valuable workout. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I haven't been here for 4 years, and it's at Planet Fitness.
Oh boy.
So I'm like,
how do you like that? Planet Fitness?
I love it.
All right.
I mean,
A lot of guys I know go there and they like it.
and I was like, this could be almost a $500 workout.
I paid a
almost
lot of
got
money
spit on.
to come in here and do this now.
But so I was happy being in that first time.
Good for
Happy
you.
being in there the second time, and like from now I'm just gonna let me just do that cardio, and
That's it.
Then in a little bit I'm gonna start doing the really light weights.
Yeah.
And high reps.
Yep.
I've been hearing older people should do like 15, but really low weight.
Yeah. It depends on what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, strength is with lower and heavier,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to and get like strength endurance
Mm-hmm.
with the higher reps and, you know, a lighter weight. They're both going to take and work you out good.
Gretzky said he's down from 216 to hovering between 191 and 195.
Ah, dude,
That is awesome.
that is
man.
really great.
Like for me, I was up to 195. I got stuck between 172 to 175. I'm trying to get it down there to that.
Okay.
Back down to that 150.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's where I need to be.
If you felt good there, that's where
Mhm.
you need to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really pay attention to a lot of the, you know, charts,
Mhm.
what we're supposed to weigh
Yeah.
at our site.
I think those things are ridiculous.
They're outdated. Those things were
Yeah.
made in the 50s,
Mhm.
and they didn't know anything about the stuff that we know now.
Like the BMI,
Yeah.
the body mass index. Because when I was in great shape, I
Yeah.
weighed 145, and they're like, technically, I'm a little obese at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Dude, when I was in the Army, they had to do what they called it a tape test. They'd
Mhm.
measure you around, you know, your waist,
Mhm.
because a lot of the guys, I was infantry.
Infantry.
Yeah, those
I
guys.
remember that from Andy Griffin. No, Gomer Pyle.
Gomer.
Yeah.
We had a couple of those guys. But the thing with those guys is that some of them would be stacked,
Mm-hmm.
and their weight would be way over what a normal person for that height
Will
would be.
would have been seen as absurdly obese.
Yep.
And he was, y'all don't know Will, but he was
Jacked.
the old cock diesel.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
totally jacked.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like, okay, this guy is not overweight. And my doctor's like, just ignore that.
Ignore it. That's right. Now, I will tell you this. For any of you guys listening out there and literally you want the numbers to drop on the scale, I would probably advise this as something you need to take and really think about. You cannot outrun the fork. And what that means is that you can work as hard as you want, run as far as you want, as fast as you want, heavy as weights you want, whatever. If your diet is not on point, if you're taking in more calories than you're burning, nothing will change.
Yep.
You might be able to add some mass, you know, muscle because you are lifting.
Mm-hmm.
But if the goal is to get the scale numbers down, track your calories.
Yep. So into our next point, because we really didn't plan on going this far with it.
Now, right?
Only 18 minutes of that.
That's okay.
Uncrustables.
Oh,
We're
going to decadence now.
I discovered these a few weeks ago.
For the first time?
For the first time. It's one of those things I had seen. I'm like, who can't make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at their house?
Moms who throw it in the kids' lunchbox.
Apparently.
That's what it is. Bump, bump.
Now it's 51-year-old man who was lazy.
And now throws it into his own lunchbox.
Exactly, which is just me in front of the TV.
You don't have your Star Wars lunchbox with the thermos?
No, I don't.
Don't you wish you still had those?
I do.
I had Star
do
Wars.
Wish that.
I had that one in the Hulk, I remember.
I originally had the Mickey Mouse one, the yellow school bus.
Oh, gosh. With all of them in the windows?
Yes, I had that when I was a kid.
See, if you're not our age, that is lost on you. I knew it immediately when you were talking about it. I was like, I know that lunchbox. Now, Uncrustables.
Legend. My good friend Legend is on here with
What's
us.
up? He is Legend.
He is. He's been around for a long time on YouTube.
Oh, no doubt.
One of the OGs of the comic book community.
Oh, very cool.
My man, the great Legend. And like us, very modest.
Oh, no doubt. I, too, am extremely humble.
I too am extremely humble. Don't worry. I can do this
I can
myself.
do this.
That's how it hurt my shoulder. But anyway, I like the strawberry and peanut butter.
Yep.
And then you got grape and peanut butter.
Yep.
Apparently, they also have basically a Nutella and peanut butter.
Let me tell you what. I love Nutella.
I did until I somehow became allergic to hazelnut.
It's the best thing probably happened to your diet though, because
It-
that stuff is horrible
I
for
would
you.
eat that stuff out of a jar.
I used to, Riley would ask for it in her stocking. I'd never had it before. And one time, she's young up there in bed, and I was like, I got to try this one time. I damn near ate the whole jar with a spoon.
Yes.
And I was like, oh. Yeah, but it's really, really bad
It's
for
not
you.
good if you have diabetes.
Yeah, diabetic. Ugh.
Are you still diabetic?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, if I go off my diet,
Mhm.
I can tell like immediately. Like there's like 5 or 6 different things that'll happen, and when one of them does, I know, yep, my sugar's up.
Okay. Gretzky, he said, we're talking about lunchboxes.
Okay.
Super Mario lunchbox,
Oh, no doubt.
Care Bears lunchbox.
Care Bear.
I'll admit, I loved that show back when I was a kid.
What, Care Bear?
The Care Bears.
I never watched it because it came across as a little girly.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it. But tell me about it.
It's a bunch of different bears, and they have different symbols on them, and they can do different things based on their symbol.
I remember Dave Chappelle talking about
Yeah.
it. We're going to give him the Care Bear stare. Dude, I was like, all right.
It's so awesome. He's like, he had the metal ones.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize the Care Bears had metal ones. I remember the plastic ones back.
I had
in
metal
the,
when I was
I
young.
The one I had was metal. 'Cause,
Okay, yeah.
I mean, he hadn't invented plastic back then.
Yeah. I had a stone lunchbox.
Yes.
Me and Fred and Barney. It's like, let me tell you something though. That's one of the funnest things to eat your lunch as a kid and just studying your lunchbox for like, oh man, look at that X-Wing fighter in there. That's awesome. Just whatever. I loved it. I can tell that Gretzky, you've got to be a lot younger than me because Super Mario's, I was probably in the workforce by then.
Yeah.
I'm old.
He the old.
I'm old.
I'm like a year behind him.
You're the older.
I'm vintage.
You're vintage.
Yeah, but have you looked at the lunchboxes lately?
No, I haven't seen them because they are not my pop culture that they're drawing from.
Mm-hmm.
And now
I mean like the vintage lunchbox.
Oh yeah, love them. Still look at them.
Do they look absurdly small?
Yes.
Because I looked at them like, how did they get a sandwich in there, an apple in there, and maybe another little thing in there?
Yeah.
With the thermos.
With the thermos.
Like, where are they putting all this?
Dude, I don't know about you, but whenever a kid came in and they had stuff in their thermos and it was hot and they were like eating soup, I was just like, who the hell makes soup for school lunch? I was like, throw a sandwich down your gullet and go.
He got a grilled cheese.
He's got a hot
tomato
plate.
soup.
He's gonna say, "Okay, got my stick of butter. I'm buttering it. It's fresh. Make it fresh."
Bread pops out the Foreman grill.
Oh. Now let me tell you, I remember when the first time I ever was really trying Body for Life. In fact, I told myself I got to do this diet exactly the way they say it. I was carrying like a Tupperware tub in the back of the truck. I mean, I got to the point where I was like, this is getting ridiculous because I like toasted bread. I brought a toaster. I was like, you should have seen my Uncle Jimmy looking at me when I pull up this. He goes, what's that? I said, lunch. He goes, you're trying to lose weight? I was like, there's a method to the madness. This is not all food in here. He goes, what? And he goes, you got appliances in there? I was like, hey, ease up, man. You can make me feel like my self-esteem is being challenged.
A little self-conscious.
That only lasted about a week. And then I was like, okay, this is pretty ridiculous.
I can see you out there with some fruit and you got that little thing that like turns it into juice. Like,
I got my juicer. Dude, I got a Vitamax. That's like a blender that it's like the best blender possible. That almost makes your stuff like that would normally be in a blender, like just pulp, into almost a juice. Good blender.
Let me say this. Gretzky turns 45 September 9th. Happy upcoming birthday, buddy.
Happy upcoming birthday. What is it? September 9th?
September 9th. We would sing, but I think that's still copyrighted.
Well, not only that, I think he would think, well, this is not celebratory.
No.
Those guys suck.
It's not good. It's not good.
No. Now, when's your birthday?
April 29th.
And you are?
I'm 51 right now.
51.
Yeah. It's funny because I was talking to one of our friends the other day. I was like, yeah, I'm 50. He goes, I thought you were 51. I was like, no, I'm 50. I was like, born in 1972. He's like, it's 51.
Isn't that the worst?
I was like, no.
Don't take this
No,
from
no.
me. Don't take this
Because
from me.
I turned 1 in 73, so that makes me 50 right now. He goes, no, it doesn't. I was like, oh man,
Let me do my math again.
man, my day just got ruined, man.
Dude,
Thanks.
that would ruin my day. If my whole life I thought I was a year younger and someone spoiled it when I was at
No,
that age.
I knew I was 51. I had just had temporary amnesia.
Oh, jeez, Pete.
Maybe temporary wishful thinking. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, it's like I told one of my friends one day. It's like I plan on dying on my 100th birthday. So on the tombstone, it has the same birth year as death year.
Dude, I'm not even gonna.
4/29/72 to 4/29/72.
I honestly don't believe I'll be here that long.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hurting really bad now.
I don't think it's death. I think I'm gonna get raptured.
Ah,
Yeah, I am not even looking for signs anymore.
Olivia Newton-John, Rapture. Look it up.
Rapture. I don't know if that's the tune or not. I was just trying to add to you. But I saw this meme and it said, I'm no longer looking for signs. I'm listening for trumpets. And I was like, dude, listen to the world we're living in. Oh, yeah.
This is the world we live in. Whoa.
I don't know that song. Is that Olivia Newton as well?
That's not Olivia Newton-John.
Neuter. She was so hot.
When I was a kid, back in the 70s in Greece,
Greece?
I used to always call her Olivia Newton-John because she was in a movie with John Travolta. It's like, why did she neuter him? I don't know, but Olivia neutered him.
He seemed pretty masculine
He did.
for somebody who was neutered.
Yeah. I mean, then he became an urban cowboy.
Oof. And then he did aerobics.
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
What's that? Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yep.
Saw them working his hips like that, and I was just like, nope, click. I don't know. Don't need that in my brain box. No,
Wow.
my birthday's not till November. I will be 54 this November.
Hey, anybody smell that? Old fart.
Old fart.
It's like
It's me.
I'm a slightly younger version, but the room is building.
Yours is just different, not less.
Legend says, "Amen to rapture. I'm ready."
Amen. I'll see you up there,
Yes,
brother.
Yes.
Nope. Jesus is my best friend.
Oh, Feast of Trumpets this September 15th.
Oh, dude. And okay, we got to go there now. If Legend is bringing us there, the Feast of Trumpets is actually also known as the feast that no man knoweth the day or the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because the beginning of that feast begins when a moon phase is spotted and relayed to everybody else. So it could start, like Thursday night. It could start Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of wild that the Feast of Trumpets, all right, ta-da,
Oh.
no man knoweth the day or the hour. I was like, couldn't that be the greatest little twist? You're thinking, he goes, dude, I gave you some hints.
Mm-hmm.
No man knoweth the day or the hour, the Feast of Trumpets. Now, I don't believe that anybody can guess,
No.
but the signs look good.
Yeah. I would say the older I get, the more I'm like, any day now.
Oh, dude, I'm
It's
exhausted.
It's getting rough.
Thank you, right? I am too, especially the world we live in.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
This world is crazy
Yeah.
now, man.
I mean, look what's going on.
Ah.
There's flooding going on all over the place.
You see it in China? Have you seen
Yes.
some of those videos?
Yes.
Unreal.
I mean, China. We had a hurricane in California.
First time, right?
First time in 80 some years.
Okay.
Because when they were talking about it, I was like, wait, hold on a second. Did you say California? It's like, no, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen there. That's a Florida thing.
Yeah.
And then Florida,
Funny story.
this week.
Funny story. One of my friends lives in Florida on vacation in California. I was like, dude, did you really have to take that with you?
Yeah, why would you do that? Oh, he's not going to be invited to any more vacation
No,
spots.
he's not.
You stay home.
And in Michigan, we just had tornadoes. It's like,
And what about the Maui fires? That's some sketchy stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You know what? We're not going to sound the alarm to warn people.
well, just like that, did you hear the little conspiracy theory about the Florida situation?
No.
They told all those people, I think in Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
Get like half a tank of gas at least, so that when it's time to go, you can go.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody went and got, because it was go time, like they're sounding the alarms, it's here, let's
Yep.
go. It was all polluted with diesel. They couldn't drive. Trapped. Population control, can you say? I know my conspiracy theory is showing.
Okay.
Take a shower
Legend. No, Legend has been on the podcast during our conspiracies.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
So he knows.
Yes. He legit.
He's
He is.
one of us.
Legend says trumpets, aka Trump. And ETs.
Oh,
ETS,
you know what?
Trump
That's new to
X.
me.
Trump Ets.
Legend. That was legend.
There you go.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. ET phone home, he says.
It's funny too how they are pushing this whole alien agenda.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for years they would say we don't look into stuff like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And now, yeah, we shot down a UFO, and we have craft that is exotic in nature, not terrestrially based. It's like that's how they're going to explain when millions of people go missing.
Yeah.
See?
And speaking of that,
Speaking of
Star Wars.
Dun, da, da. I don't know what the segue is going to be, but I'm ready.
Ahsoka.
I haven't seen it yet, and that's one that I am actually excited about seeing.
They had a 2-episode premiere.
Okay.
And then they had another this week. I've not seen the one this week. You may give me like mild.
You can do that. How many are you in?
I just watched the first 2.
Okay.
I mean, they've only.
Yeah, you can give me some. I don't.
Okay.
I used to be
I'm not
really like no, but no.
Okay. The first one is to me was extremely predictable.
Okay.
Extremely predictable.
But just set up stuff, right?
I think yeah. The second one to me, all right, now we're getting into the meat of the show, and I'm like, okay, you got me.
The stuff I've seen, just like
Mm-hmm.
the cinematography, the quality of the shooting. I don't know if this is like that through the whole show, but that stuff looked like movie good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that what you felt when you watched the whole episode?
I feel like it's really, really good. I think
Mandalorian wasn't always like that.
I did not like Mando.
It just seemed sometimes it was very TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times I'm like, there's no reason to have Grogu.
Yeah.
I was like, all you're doing is setting up. Okay, that's gonna be the next Funko Pop right there.
Booyah! That right there is like everything about that was based on merchandising.
Yes.
It's
and I like the first episode. I was like, oh wait, he stopped that big rhinoceros.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's like just like a hassle to carry around, and he can't do anything.
Ugh.
And I was like, that annoyed me to no end. It's like, oh look, he's eating a frog. That's gonna be a Funko Pop.
yeah.
Like, come on,
dude. The whole thing was obvious. I even said the first time I saw it, I was like, that's gonna be on everything from lunch boxes to toilet paper.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah,
but what would you say so far? Excited about finishing it?
Again, to me, first episode, I was like, I hope it's not gonna be like this. Thankfully, they put out the 2 episodes.
Okay.
Second episode, I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, there's one thing that did happen in the first episode. I was like, really?
But, it's like,
but when
no
you
spoilers though.
Yeah, again, when you see it, you'll be like, wait, what?
Are they only releasing those things one at a time?
Yeah, once a week. Yeah.
And they're only on number 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm not that far behind.
Yeah, they did the first 2. Then this week was episode 3.
Okay.
So, again, I'm digging it. I'm digging. I can't wait to look at the next one. Matt says he hasn't watched any Star Wars movies or TV shows since episode 9.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
A lot of it's been so disappointing.
Yeah.
It's hard to want to taint our memories because so much of that was so good.
Was Rogue One after 9 or was that before?
I think before.
Because that was really good.
Yeah, I think it was before. That was, I think we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing back in the early 90s, mid 90s. Remember when Jamie was always practicing like lightsaber stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And my wife just texted me and said, "You coming home?" I'm like, "I'm podcasting, dear."
I sent her a message the other day. I never got a reply. It was on Facebook. She probably never saw it. It was,
she might not.
It was a message to her.
Oh, okay.
But so like, yeah, just send it prayers for everything going on.
Krista, please send a message back to my boy D.
Like, who? What?
But
Chrissy says Rogue One was like 2016. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
But
In
that
the
was
in
great.
the early or mid 90s, I
Mhm.
remember they were doing fan films,
Mhm.
because everybody was clamoring for material,
There's
like
some
new
great
stuff,
fan films.
and some of them were great. And
Mhm.
one of them that I saw was the bridge between episode 3 and 4, like what Rogue One was.
Mhm.
Totally different story, but awesome,
Yeah.
especially for a fan film. I mean, they had like legit sets. Not as good. I mean, my favorite fan film, Batman Dead End,
Oh my gosh. I remember
hands
when I
down.
first saw that, I was like, no, I need more. I
Dude,
need more. No.
that was so good. I could not believe that it was that short and we're
Hmm.
still talking
I
about
mean,
it.
that was, I don't think it was 5 minutes.
Oh, I don't think it was 5 minutes.
I mean, the end of that, he's standing there, and aren't they all like on the next roof?
Yeah, and he all of a sudden starts getting ready, like,
Yeah.
bring it. I was
It's
like,
like,
oh,
oh
that's
my
Batman.
gosh, that was awesome. If you haven't seen Batman Dead End, it's on YouTube. Look it up.
You will appreciate it
Uh-huh.
like you don't know. It's crazy
Yeah.
good and short, like
Yeah.
literally a couple of commercials long
Mhm.
or a commercial break long.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if it's over 5 minutes, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
But phenomenal.
Clark Bartram as Batman, who was
Oh.
he was a fitness model for the Body for Life stuff.
Mhm.
So he was always in the magazines doing articles and stuff, because he was a trainer too. And when I saw him, being that guy, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's perfect. You can see him on YouTube now. He's always doing something that I always have a commercial on about, you want to eat so that your testosterone is boosted?
Uh-huh.
Doing one of those ads.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I've seen those ads. I did not know.
He is like, guy, he's got to be late 50s,
Mhm.
maybe early 60s. He still looks like Batman
Wow.
on juice. He is like, I was like, golly, dude.
It's like they said about Christian Bale. He went from The Machinist, where he weighed like 18 pounds.
Dude, what
That was disgusting if you saw that movie.
I did, and I was like, man. He said his body will never really be right after that.
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
imagine ever being right after that.
Yeah.
And then he started bulking up for Batman. They said he got too big.
Yep.
I was like, how?
You know who else did? Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
They called him
Yeah.
because like he was like, oh, the suit will take care of everything.
Mhm.
They're like, you don't even fit in the suit. We're gonna have to call it Batman, not Batman. And I was like, man, that's a little
Sorry,
harsh.
I think that name may be trademarked. Like Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I think he might have
Just
done
saying.
something there.
Throwing it out there.
But what was the other one? Oh, Russell Crowe. He took and gained weight for a movie. I think it was for The Insider.
Mm-hmm.
It was about the smoking industry or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see him for years, and I saw an interview with him, and he was still thick. And he goes, if I'd have known that I wouldn't be able to get it off, I would have never done that. He goes, this has been the hardest thing in the world. And did you see his last movie where he was road rage guy?
No,
I can't remember I think it might be called Deranged or
I have
something.
not seen that.
I'll look it up and tell you. Fantastic movie. And he did great.
Mhm.
But seeing him fat like that,
Mhm.
when he was, are you not entertained? When he was Gladiator,
Yeah.
And it was like,
'Cause I remember seeing he was at a Lakers game, I believe,
okay.
and I saw him. I was like, did he eat 2 or 3 of himself?
Yeah, no doubt.
I was shocked.
Jack Nicholson, the same thing. Every time I see him and they got him looking like he'd come off a 5-day bender, hair everywhere, unshaven,
What was that
fat,
movie with him and
disheveled.
Adam Sandler with him on the cover, and they got that hair?
That was Anger Management, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
yeah.
a good movie.
It's like whenever I think of like someone, you're like, dude, you need rehab really bad. Alcoholics Anonymous. I was like, I think of that cover.
Dude, I'm telling you.
No, okay, you mentioned Batman.
Yeah.
So we're going another segue. CGC, the comic book grading company.
Yeah.
They had a thing where you could send in your books to get signed by Michael Keaton.
Mm.
He would do Batman books, but would not do any Spider-Man books.
Oh,
I thought that was interesting.
very cool. I can understand that. Second fiddle.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Dude, she is still so hot.
She is Catwoman. I loved her Catwoman.
Loved
Anne
it.
Hathaway was really good.
Oh yeah, but still,
but
Michelle
I
Pfeiffer.
still loved her.
I'm with you. Anne Hathaway was good, but for some reason, I actually liked Zoe Kravitz
Yeah.
better than Anne Hathaway. Very, I love that movie with Robert Pattinson, The Batman. I've watched that I don't know how many times. Like, you know, like in the background when I'm not really watching, but I want something on.
Yep.
So Michael Keaton would not sign Spider-Man books.
Right. I mean, to me, I thought that was hilarious. But the third person that was also signed, I think they're not signing anymore. And I think that's been stopped. But the other was Linda Carter. Wonder Woman. Not a Wonder Woman. The Wonder Woman.
The Wonder Woman.
To this day, I mean, I'm sorry. Gail, I love you, Gail. I do. But I love Linda Carter.
I do too.
Go back and watch the TV show. It's bad.
Oh, it's horrible. Wonder Woman.
And you see her just do that little spin, and next thing you know, she's Wonder Woman. She spins again. She's got the little like army outfit on with the little glasses.
Oh, she was so fine.
She was beautiful.
Even though her Wonder Woman outfit had granny panties. It was like, oh God.
It's true. It's all true. Now, here's my question.
But Gal Gadot,
she's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. Stop me in my tracks. Make my teeth sweat.
You know, we used to have a big poster right here.
It's right there.
I don't see it.
You want me to break it out?
It's not the one rolled up, is it?
It is.
No way. It was much bigger than that. Hey, it is right there.
It would have been a lot better if that would have stayed down.
It would have, but you know what? Wow.
Dude, that one was so good. I wanted to take it home, but I didn't feel right. I was like, that feels like stealing to me. I'm not doing that.
Okay, here's the question. When you get that done.
Be right back. I'm sorry. All done.
It's the movie bit. It's one of those things that just like goes up way too long. But yeah, you just keep cracking up laughing at it. I hope that's how it comes off. But anyway,
yeah.
Okay.
50-50.
Prices. What do you think to get these signatures would be?
Oh,
Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, Linda Carter.
I could see them doing that, especially with a CG.
Okay, now I mean, honestly, 3 different ones. Okay.
All the same prices that they asked for?
No.
Okay, because I would say Michael Keaton, he's hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
That could be like $500.
Okay.
Michelle Pfeiffer, she's actually still, doing movies and stuff. $400.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Carter, $250.
Way off.
Am I way off?
Way off.
All right, give me the goods.
Michael Keaton, $550.
Okay, I wasn't way off. That was close. $500.
$450 for Michelle.
That's what I said.
I think you said $400.
Don't look back on what I said. Just go with me.
$350 for Linda.
I was not far off. I actually.
I'm starting to think you watched the episode where I actually talked about these.
Maybe.
And the duo.
I'm a stalker.
The duo. Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer, the duo autograph.
Oh. 700?
900.
Oh.
I'm like, I would love to get their autograph. I am not paying anywhere near that. I was like, it's like Michael Keaton. I'm like 300
for 900. I want to go out to dinner with you.
I mean, they better be coming to my house. We hanging out.
Yeah.
As they deliver the goods.
It'd be like with an Iron Man. It's like, all right, you have to show up to my kid's party. I don't mean no flyover. You got to sit and mingle.
Yeah. And I'm just like gosh, they Ezra Miller. I think he had a signing.
That dude.
I didn't write down how much he was because I'm like, you know what? I feel creepy even looking at it that he did that.
Yeah, he's a little creepy. I did like the Flash though. In spite of him, his performance, I'm not a fan of.
I think he does a great job. I don't like him.
I don't like him, but the Flash is not autistic.
Yeah.
And they specifically were trying with their diversity and inclusion to do that. They they will tell you that was one of the things they did. I love being inclusive and I love diversity.
Yep.
I'm not racist. I don't want anyone to feel slighted, but don't change the source material.
Yep.
Create a new one. You know,
Hmm?
it's like the movie I thought was really good, but him constantly acting like a lost, befuddled,
Hmm.
autistic kid was just like,
Hmm.
I really liked Grant on the TV show.
I like that guy too.
The way that he played it, I thought it was perfect. To me, that felt organic, even though
Mhm.
he is too skinny.
Yeah.
Because the Flash, if you're a sprinter, you're jacked.
Yeah.
Um, but the way he played it, he is my favorite Flash.
Now, one of the things I loved about the movie was Michael. No, what's his name? Stoltz. What's Stoltz's first name?
Eric,
Eric Stoltz. Back to the Future.
that was awesome.
I was cracking up
Because
at that.
Anybody who would be watching that movie,
Mm-hmm.
because they were really excited as a comic book fan, got that reference immediately.
Right
it
away.
wasn't lost. You were like, the 3-week Eric Stoltz shooting.
They filmed a whole bunch of that movie and had to edit most of it out.
Isn't that nuts?
That's crazy.
Well, the thing is, they said he was playing it really straight
Mm-hmm.
and serious, and it just wasn't the tone that they were going for.
Yep.
Think about if that was the tone, it would have been forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have been a good time travel movie.
Yeah.
But not like Michael J.
I would not have bought an autographed book.
No.
Which I do have.
Now, the one autograph that you got that I am so jelly of.
Let's see. I've got so many. I mean, I signed a couple myself.
I've got yours.
They, oddly enough, wouldn't grade that.
They would, but you don't want to see the grade. Stan Lee.
Stanley.
When I honestly regretted not going there and doing that with you. I mean, now he's gone. There's no,
Yeah. I mean, you can get it on eBay, but it's not the same as get it from him.
Not only that, I mean, you got to actually meet him.
Yeah.
Was he so old and feeble that he didn't really have an interaction? Or was he like, no, hey, what's up, man?
Okay. All right. I bought the package.
Okay.
Where the night before, it was at Heroes Con, gosh, I don't know, like 2015, I think. Something
Wow.
like that. It was like 2 years before he passed.
Oh, yeah.
And they had like a meet and greet type of thing where you go in, then later on, they got food and everything out, like finger food, not like real food.
Oh, yeah.
But he comes in, he has his handler with him, and like he's telling stories and stuff. And the guy comes in before, he's like, you can ask him anything you want, but no movie questions. But this is when the cameos were happening. So they didn't want, somebody to ask a cameo and
he accidentally spoil it.
He spoiled something.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to. And I was going to ask about Mallrats, which I'm sure would have been fine.
Yeah, but
I'm like, he said no movies. I'm going to listen.
Yeah. That's I would too. It's like,
but he's telling these stories like, people are asking questions, and the one thing that it made me sad because his vision wasn't real good at this time.
Right. I remember you telling me that.
And somebody about 10 feet away asked a question, and he's looking at me like I asked the question, and I felt bad, but at the same time I'm like, me and Stan are right here,
dude. Let me tell you,
this is me and Stan.
I would have owned it too. It's like, yeah,
and I'm like videoing and taking pictures as Stan is looking at me talking.
That's awesome.
And I was like,
do you remember the question?
No.
I was thinking about Stan. I'm thinking about the question.
I'm pretty sure it was about him and Jack Kirby back in the day.
It's got to come up.
Yeah.
If he's there and you got like a couple of questions you can ask, that's got to be on the short list.
That's got to be right at the top.
What do you think about that whole thing?
What about it?
Well, Jack Kirby's family says that Stan stole so much of the credit and didn't give Jack his due.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's 100% true.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, it's just like Bob Kane with Bill Finger.
Yeah. Because I never hear Bill Finger, but I hear Bob Kane.
I mean, finally, I was in the mid 2010s is when he finally started getting credit.
I didn't even know. This is the first time I've ever even heard of his name. I didn't know there was another guy with Batman.
Yeah, he was the one that really came up with a lot of early stuff.
Oh,
like the actual design for Batman. They had a totally different design for Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I would love to watch a documentary on that.
Oh, there is one.
Yeah, I knew they had to.
I might be wrong on this, but something like Bill and Batman or something like that.
Do they show pictures and artwork of the original stuff
Yeah.
before he changed it?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I gotta watch
And
that.
I think he was one of the people that really came. I might be wrong on this. If I'm wrong, everyone on earth will let me know. But I think he's the one that really came up with Joker,
Wow.
and it was based on like an earlier show where they had this like crazed guy that was Joker, and he was
Oh,
laughing all the time and stuff, and he actually made that character.
dude, I'm telling you, that one, you talk about Batman
Mhm.
being an icon.
Mhm.
How many times do we have to watch the Joker in the movies? You know what I mean? Because he is
Almost
so,
almost too much now.
yeah, because it's so, I mean, they're so
Mhm.
connected,
Yeah, I
which
mean
is
it's like
why,
Lex and Superman.
yeah, yeah, same
Yeah,
thing.
Batman, Joker. I mean, he's got a great rogues gallery, but
Spider Man, Green Goblin.
exactly.
Yeah. It's like, man, we
Wonder
like,
Woman, Cheetah.
yeah. Oh, dude. I fell asleep during that one, 1984. What did
Hmm.
you think about that?
It was a horrible movie because to me
That's why I fell
they
asleep.
had too many plots in it. To me, if it had been Wonder Woman and Cheetah, get rid of the other whole storyline.
I hate when they do that. They bulk it up like
Yeah.
we're gonna have this and this. It's like it's too much. It's like I loved like the Riddler and the
Hmm.
Batman.
Hmm.
It was only him. You know, they had the Falcone, and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. That's cool.
Mhm.
But one costume bad guy, that's good.
Yeah.
More than that, and you're like, you're splitting time.
Yeah.
Like an ensemble is going to take away from the main two guys. Like,
Yeah. To me, because those movies, to me, like the Batman, I think really the DC movies more than Marvel. It's really about the bad guys.
DC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we know the good guys. We know them inside and out. I think the general public, the non-comic book people, they know Batman.
Oh, yeah.
They know Superman.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
know Wonder Woman, but they may not know the other characters.
Yeah.
You give them a good origin story, a good build up, and then this is why they're having conflict.
So you think they do focus too much on the bad guy or
Not too much. I think they focus the right
enough?
amount.
Okay.
On
Yeah. Because I was
Yeah.
like, they actually did a really good way of tying in the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, they show him in action. They
Mhm.
show him being brutal, psycho, smart.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he's talking to Batman, through the glass, he's saying, yeah, I was with the Waynes, and it was cool to give him the backstory.
Yeah.
It was like, did you understand him?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait for their next one. I think they're going to make a whole universe with Robert Pattinson's world. What about Colin Farrell as the Penguin?
I did not even recognize him.
No one did. And the thing is, I liked it because he wasn't the focus.
Mhm.
He was just some mob guy who little odd, and
Mhm.
people would give him a funny nickname, and it's like perfect.
Because I was telling my friends, I was like, that's the same guy from the movie Phone Booth. And they're like, what? I was like, you remember Phone Booth? He's like, yeah, I saw the movie. I was like,
Or the remake
That's
of
the
Total
same-
Recall.
yeah,
Did you like that?
no,
I did.
I love Kate.
Oh.
But I mean, that original movie to me, it just felt right.
I think most of the redos like that, if you watch the original,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be happy.
Very, very rarely.
Yeah. And if you are, it's rare,
Mm-hmm.
because I liked it because it was a decent sci-fi idea. But if I pick between, what two are good,
I'm literally trying to think of a single movie
that wasn't that way.
That was actually good. And I literally cannot think of one. I'm sure there are some out there.
They need to do a modern day version of Gilligan's Island.
Okay, it would have been great if Chris Farley had not passed away. Farley as Skipper, David Spade.
No, John C. Reilly is Gilligan.
He just doesn't have that hair for it.
I don't care. Put a hat on him.
They could have Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. You put those two together, it's gold.
I'm watching.
It's gold.
I am watching. Now I tell you, the movie that they did, they kind of did that with like the Brady Bunch. I hated those.
That was horrible.
They were stupid.
Even though it still cracks me up every time Marsha gets hit in the face with the football.
Marsha. That girl who plays Marsha, Ben Stiller's wife,
Christine Taylor.
Whoa! Not only a dead ringer for Marsha,
Mm-hmm.
but gorgeous.
Yeah,
that's like I remember seeing that. I was like, how did you get Marsha to get young again and come back here?
Such a good show.
You know who really?
The show was good. The movie not so much.
You know who really grew up cute? Eve Plum.
She was Marsha. Not
No,
Marsha.
she was Jan.
Jan. Yeah.
You know, because she was all her whole story was the middle child,
Yeah.
not as pretty, not as
Yeah.
smart, not as
Yeah.
important, and grown up, she was cute
The
as
little
heck.
sister
Ah,
grew to be very pretty too.
you know, she went to Sweetbriar, local college here.
Who's that? Eve
Cindy.
Mom? Oh, Cindy.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Crazy, right?
That is.
Went there, I think, for a couple of years.
Wow.
I never met her or anything like that, but I remember everybody saying, "Yeah, she's up there now."
To quote the legendary Johnny Carson, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's my Ed.
You are correct, sir.
Yes, sir. Who was that? Dan Hartman. Remember when he did
Phil.
it? Phil Hartman.
Yes. Oh.
I know, right? Awfulness.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about critically acclaimed movies that.
Let's wait till next week because we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're running out of time for that. Did you ever get to watch Twisted Metal?
No, but the guys at work did and gave me like a play-by-play, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I don't need to watch it now."
There you go.
They said Anthony Mackie off the hook good.
Oh my gosh, great.
Joe Samoa off the hook good.
One issue with that.
They did not know that wasn't his voice, and because of what you told me, I told them, they're like, "What?"
Yeah. That's the only issue I had with the show. The rest of it I thought was phenomenal.
Now, the other thing that my buddy told me was that gratuitous, almost pornographic violence.
That the blood was
too much.
It was
but true to the story, right?
It was Kill Bill amount of blood.
Oh my god.
That scene where she like chops arm up, it's like a
spurting.
It was like a fire hydrant of blood.
Quentin is not only a genius, he's completely insane.
He is.
Which is common of geniuses.
Which, by the way, I think he said his last movie or his next movie will be his last movie.
Yeah. I remember seeing something like that where he was wanting to be to fill out his, offerings. He had one more that he had to do to kind of check the box of, I want to do a vampire movie or something like that, different genres. I'm gonna do a war movie, Glorious Bastards, and Glorious Bastards. But
Inglorious.
Dude, I loved Pulp Fiction. When I first saw that, still haven't seen it?
Does nothing for me.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
Nothing at all.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the one.
You are the one.
I am the one.
The dialogue. He's a dialogue-driven, movie anyway. Any Quentin films are dialogue-driven.
Yeah.
But the interaction, I remember right off the bat with Samuel Jackson and John Travolta. I didn't know Samuel Jackson, but I was tickled that John Travolta was making a comeback.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and John had never done anything that hardcore, like with cussing and, real hardcore approach to whatever they were talking about.
Except for when he was a sweat hog. But other than
Mr. Carter. Ooh. Epstein's mom.
Epstein's mom. That's why he wasn't there, because of Epstein's mom.
Dude.
But anyway.
What was I saying?
I'm good at that, and I apologize.
No.
I don't mean to do that.
You don't understand. I'm having a serious brain fog issue in my life.
We do that all the time in our age. Pulp Fiction.
It's a good movie.
Samuel Jackson.
When I saw them having their dialogue, I thought it was so funny, so original, so quotable. I loved it.
I mean, I will say this. I love the famous scene with the hamburger and their
Royale with cheese.
Yeah. I mean, that to me, I love that.
That was awesome.
And then to me, it was like the train's going down the hill.
Oh, really?
It's not a roller coaster where it's coming back up. It's just...
Now, there was a couple of things that I thought were like that in that movie. I didn't like the first couple of scenes with Bruce Willis.
Eric Stoltz.
I got to stab her 3 times. No. You just got to stab her. I was like, all right. But I love that. I got to stab her 3 times. Dude, fantastic. I forgot Eric Stoltz was in there.
Yeah, he's the guy. Like at the beginning, early in the movie, he's like, I guess he's the drug dealer.
Yeah.
And he's in the robe the whole time.
Eating cereal. Yeah. Another Quentin movie that if you haven't seen it, you really should. I don't know how well it's aged, but True Romance.
I've not seen that one.
Christian Slater, and Arquette. I can't remember if I think it's Patricia Arquette.
Or Rosanna. Is that the other one?
Yeah, and it
Patricia,
could be.
Yeah, I mean, both. I thought both were really good actresses.
Brad Pitt had a little teeny cameo in
Yeah,
it.
we don't want to talk about Brad. His teenies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be
Um,
invisible in his next movie.
dude, right? He's phoning it in like Marlon Brando. You remember when he was trying to tell people,
Oh,
"Can I just
gosh.
take and say my lines on a phone? You can just record it." No,
I mean,
you can't do
there's
that.
a movie I can't remember what it was. I saw. I think. No, we're going off script again. But he was like in a swing, and he was just laying there. He's like, can I just do my line here? Like, no.
He. It's too bad that his weight
Hmm?
made it to where he couldn't take and do his thing
Yeah,
anymore. Island of Dr. Moreau.
I think that's the movie.
Yep. That right there, I was like, okay, if that's Marlon Brando, I'm not interested in him as an
Right.
actor. It
Right,
was
if that's
really,
the first movie you see, you're like,
that's what the fuss is all
who
about.
calls this guy a legend?
Yeah, really. And he did do good as Jor-El.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking around with that crystal.
Mm-hmm.
He's not English, but he has that slight English to give him a sense of propriety. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, we're here gathered. It's like, who says gathered like that?
I mean,
gathered.
I remember watching that movie later on and then knowing who he was and going, dude,
Dude,
that's Marlon Brando. How
I
did
could
you
have
get-
been a contender,
it's like,
Stella.
how did you get that guy for that role?
Ah. You know, I actually every now and then I will trip across a movie I haven't seen that I've heard about my whole life, like On the Waterfront with Marlon Brando.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about it,
Mhm.
and I heard the famous line, "Could have been a contender."
Yeah.
You know, and they always play that up. On vacation one time with my dad, like a couple years ago, we're sitting there just watching, you know, what was coming on while they were making dinner, and it was On the Waterfront. And as soon as I got what it was, I was like, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
You know, this is the only time I'll ever take time to watch it.
Mhm.
Decent. But I love the fact that I got a chance to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Citizen Kane. Have you seen that one?
I've seen Citizen Kane.
What'd you think?
It's long,
It's long.
but the one thing that still, I'm like, he said Rosebud. There was no one around. How did they know he said Rosebud?
Rosebud. Dude.
I do because I remember when I heard it says, guys, like, the whole mystery's around Rosebud. And I'm like, okay, this ought to be
I heard the
interesting.
same thing.
And it was like, wait, we're 10 seconds into the movie and he just said Rosebud already.
And it's like, that's the throwback you're going to get. Like 10 seconds.
But honestly, I don't see it as being considered the greatest movie of all time.
No.
But if you haven't watched it, I would definitely suggest it.
Yeah, if you're a movie buff,
Mhm.
I think that's one of the ones that you have to add. In fact, that
Yeah.
could be a really good podcast.
Mhm.
Classic movies like those. There, when I say classic, you know, there's classic and then there's the new classic
Yep.
and then there's the brand new classic.
Mhm.
Because I really feel like the decades in and of themselves have their own offerings.
Yep.
On the Waterfront, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That definitely is.
You know, these kind of things. I had a buddy of mine, Dave Kazee, and I really wanted to take and get a bunch of these kind of movies.
I remember back when y'all were talking about this.
And he would give me titles, and I'd
Mhm.
go find them. I'll tell you, Humphrey Bogart, the movies he told me
I'm
with
literally
that.
thinking of one now. The one where he was in Egypt, Falcon.
Oh, the Maltese Falcon.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Now that wasn't in Egypt.
Was it?
No, that was a gumshoe movie.
Okay.
Yeah, like noir.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because when I did see it for the first time, again, and I've done this a couple of times, so I don't know why it's a surprise. The stuff that they were doing, it was so gangster noir cliche.
Mm-hmm.
Like every line was a cliche. And then I figured it out. I was like, that's the original. That's where it became cliche in everybody else's movies. You're seeing the first. And then I really appreciated it.
Isn't that interesting?
So cool.
When you see something like that, you're like, I've seen this 1,000 times. Like, wait, it had to start somewhere.
It's right here. We got to do that.
Have
That's
you
a
seen
good
Soylent
podcast.
Green?
I've heard of it for years and I haven't seen it.
Okay, I won't say anything.
I know
It's people.
yeah.
Now, I remember seeing Phil Hartman on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
He did a skit of that. And then, like, throughout the show, he would just run in front of the screen. Soylent Green, it's people. People.
That's awesome.
And then he just run off.
That's perfect.
And so
he was so good.
So when I watched the movie, I'm like, at some point, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It never happens like that.
Dude, isn't that
But
wild?
they have it on there, and I'm just like, I'm a little disappointed.
Well, there's a lot of those classic
Mhm.
movies that when you watch them, because we're so spoiled,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the movies we watched had the benefit of standing on the shoulders of geniuses,
Yep.
you know. But I saw Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Not great,
No.
you know, but important if you want to kind of see where we're at and how
Mhm.
we got there. I think those things
Okay.
are
You know, we gotta stop talking about this stuff because it's going to be a podcast. We're
okay.
going to do that. Definitely going to do that. Classics, new classics, and
Well,
so on like
hey,
that.
what is next week's focus? Do you have a focus for us next
It
week?
will be happening next week. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I didn't know where we were going to go with this one, to be honest with you.
Well, we should cut it because if I don't go home, my wife is gonna
It's
kill
only
me.
been an hour and 5 minutes.
She's got her clock watching.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do we want to talk?
Yeah. That'd be great.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm giving you the floor.
one of the reasons that we had to take in stop the podcast for a little while, I had some family issues that came up. My niece, Cassidy Bryn Richardson, 10 years ago was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is a total a killer.
I literally just realized your mic was off.
This might be a real different podcast.
I think we can hear most of it. I hope. But anyway,
I talk loud
I'm
anyway.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt right there.
No, but it's a killer. It's horrible, and she made it 10 years. She passed away. Was it been 2 weeks now?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks, and I can't explain to you guys how much of a fighter this little girl was. When she was in first grade, she took and did like the events they do in school, you know, the mile run, push up, sit up. In first grade at her elementary school, the first time she ever did it, she broke every record that they had all the way up to fifth grade.
Wow.
They still stand. That's how like super. And I remember asking myself, man, this little girl is like supernatural, strong and fast and athletic. I'm like, wow, I wonder what that's all about. And then I realized God had a challenge for her and was, you know, said, I'm going to make you strong, but you're going to need every bit of it. And she fought so hard and so well that there was a part of me that said, she's going to beat this. And it got the better of her a couple of weeks ago. And I love her and I miss her. But one of the things that we're doing to remember her is something called Cassidy's Roaring Heart. I'm just going to put the card up so you can see it. You tell me when I'm at a good place for it.
There you go.
The little heart design here was something that they had made up for her as a tribute that we could all wear, like on a T-shirt. A lot of the family member got that tattooed on them.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. Her boyfriend, Caleb, I love that kid. He was awesome. He got the tattoo, and then his dad went with him and got it.
Oh.
I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Back to this real quick. The family has decided to take and put together this thing that we call Cassidy's Roaring Heart. I'm just going to take and read just a little bit on the card so that you can understand what it is. This is a way to acknowledge her strength, her bravery, that we want to try to remember her anytime that you have that kind of a situation. As you accomplish things that take bravery or perform random acts of kindness, we would love to take and hear about it on social media like Instagram, Facebook. And if you could, hashtag roar and also hashtag Cassidy's Roaring Heart, which could we put that in the...
It's down right down here.
Already there?
Yes, it's down here. So we put it as the name of the podcast.
That's great. Her mom and dad are two of the most incredibly strong, great people. I love them both so much. And I would love if you guys could take and have, you know, kind of a moment where it would be appropriate, where a random act of kindness or something brave, and you would hashtag it. Her mom, Kim, and dad, Kenny, it'll come up in their feeds and it'd mean the world.
That's awesome.
I think that's a really neat thing to keep her memory alive,
Mhm.
you know, and strong. She affected so many people and had such an impact. And I love as much as I miss her and I hate that she had that battle, I saw all of the good that came from it, and I'm so proud of her. And I know that it's not forever. I'll see her again when I go home,
Mhm.
you know. So,
She'll be out there running,
oh,
swimming.
dude,
Because I remember we talked. I mean, back in, I think when I first started training over here was in 2014 or 15,
yeah, okay, that
something
sounds
like
right.
that.
Yeah,
And you had told me about her then,
yeah.
and you were telling me that
And
she was a
he's such a
runner.
softy
I am.
and a good person.
I'm not gonna lie.
He um that he really, I could tell how much it meant to him. He was always asking and checking up, and I appreciate that. That was really cool of you.
I didn't want to bother, but I was like,
Please do.
I'm just like, want you to know, I'm thinking about you guys.
Oh, dude, that was
every day.
awesome. It meant a lot. You gonna tell him about this?
I've told him about it. You can tell him about it too.
I love that. One of the things that we did in jujitsu was in honor of those people that are fighting cancer. We had pink belts that we'd wear in jujitsu and have them write their name on it as a tribute. So that's Cassidy when she was a little girl, and another one of our parents that was in here that was fighting cancer, Tamara, and she's still doing great.
That's awesome.
So
yeah.
if you could hashtag roar if you have it in your heart.
Yeah, I mean,
great.
It's had such an impact on me because I know how much I had to go through, being in hospitals all the time, being the sick kid.
Yeah.
But I never had anything like that.
Yeah. That's different.
And I remember seeing people like, oh my gosh, you've been through so much. I was like, yes, there's a lot worse out there.
Yeah. That's a great attitude too.
So
the more that we can all think like that, the better your life is going to be. Because you can be woe is me, or you can be thankful. It's like I complained about my shoes until I met a man with no feet. And it's like, So yeah, good on you. That's a good mindset.
So
thank you for letting me bring that up. Thank you guys for that time. That's good.
So the thumbnail is actually of this. So when you guys see this on the thumbnail, you know, there you go.
That's awesome.
And again, down below, right down here, Cassidy's Roaring Heart, hashtag Cassidy's Roaring Heart, right there.
Love it.
So I just wanted to mention that. Be sure
I really appreciate that. That was really cool. And I didn't even bring it up to him. He brought it up to me. You know, I didn't want to impose it or anything. And it does. It means the world.
I sent you the message asking because I was like,
is that okay or is it not?
But it's like, I don't want to impose on the families.
No, I'll be honest. They'll love it.
Okay, cool.
I have no doubt that could probably bring a real sense of joy to them knowing that.
I hope so, because, and I will say this: I am pretty sure. I hope I'm right on this. Is that she was over here when she signed that?
Yeah.
Because in my mind I'm like, I'm pretty sure I remember her signing it.
Yeah.
Right there, and then
because she trained with us.
And then Tamara, is it Tamara?
Yep.
Tamara. Because I remember I saw her over there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get her to sign this too.
That's awesome.
And then she was like, what?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like everybody that had the pink belts would come over.
I thought that was awesome.
And I was like, and I am so happy to hear that she's still doing well.
Yeah.
Because I remember her little girl doing tumbling.
Yep.
And I'm guessing she's probably in college by now.
Either that or married with babies now.
Which blows my mind.
Oh yeah, when you get old, man.
Yeah. All right, but that's all we got.
That's it.
Awesome show.
Thank you, bud.
Next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
And content that will be to be decided later.
Yes, guys, if you guys got any ideas, if you've made this long, drop a comment down below. Give us more ideas. But at some point, we'll talk about the movies and whatever happens during the week. I do want to go see Blue Beetle.
Oh, I do too.
I have not seen that yet, so that's going to be on the agenda at some point.
That's right. You guys get a chance to hang out with us. We'll see you next Wednesday.
That's right. And you guys have an incredible day.
See ya.
That was fun.
That was